I was playing Modern Warfare 2 at a friend's house. It was a local game with him, another friend, and I. We were playing this game where we'd try to kill each other with knives on a very small map. My friend had a tendency to hide behind things by laying down, which made him very easy to miss. He'd frequently try to lose me when I was chasing after him by running around corners and doing this. So I'm running around the map looking for him, when I see someone jump and crouch behind a vent. I jump over it after him, saying, "Got you now," and throw a throwing knife. I look down, and there's nothing there. I figured I had just been seeing things, which does happen from time to time. But then, one friend goes, "That was weird." And my other friend says, "I saw it too." I spent hours upon hours in San Andreas looking for things like Bigfoot and the ghost cars. There's this area in Back of Beyond where a beat up car with no driver will barrel down a hill. I went there looking for ghost cars. So the first car comes down the hill and stops near me. More cars kept coming down the hill, each crashing into the previous one. I just kept standing there to see what would happen. Finally, the fourth car came down the hill and crashed into another car. I looked around and realized that the four cars had ended up in a diamond formation, which I was standing right in the middle of. I jumped over and sprinted right out of the woods. How has nobody mentioned the freezer yet? Basically, it's a sprite in Saints Row 2 that would appear spontaneously in zombie survival mode on console, and brick your game after 0.2 seconds. It's actually confirmed, and still not exactly explained. Another user responds, "It was a glitch caused by bad coding. I remember some video detailing the whole situation, and the model is basically a copy of the player characters without any of the details loaded." The original poster responds, "Probably, yeah, but the fact that it looks like a ghost and makes your game unplayable is like something out of a creepypasta." This is going to sound like some creepypasta nonsense, and I don't mind if you don't believe me, but in Spider-Man 2, there's a bunch of locked doors in the Daily Bugle building that can't be opened no matter what, which I thought was really weird as a kid. Why put the doors in if they can't be opened? They even make a sound effect of a locked doorknob rattling when you go near them. For what? A locked doorknob sound makes you believe that at some point you'll hear an unlocked sound, no? Anyways, I was just playing as normal, and I went into the Daily Bugle. But this time, it went into a cutscene, and my character went straight to the elevator, which opened. I got into the elevator and went down to a similar looking room, all with locked doors. But this time, I went to the door nearest to me on the right, and it opened. Inside, there was a man who said I shouldn't be in here, and said something about pizza. And then the screen faded black and just popped me back to where I started. It doesn't sound that scary, but it sent a shiver down my spine as a kid. There was something so strange about it because if you've been in the Daily Bugle, there's the occasional office sound effect, but it's complete silence compared to the city with music playing and street sounds. I just assumed it was an Easter egg or something, but it stuck with me for years. There was just something off about games during that time in general, at least in terms of creepiness and dead space. Fast forward around 10 years, and I wanted some nostalgia, so I YouTubed the cutscene. But I couldn't find anything. I searched Google for a while, and again, nothing. I've never been so sure of something happening in my life before. I even checked the game files for audio or cutscenes or anything, but I never found anything. For the first time, I'm going to tell a story that actually happened to me personally. I came across this post in my document while I was looking for stories for this video. About 9 years ago, I was on a Minecraft server that I shared with a bunch of guys from a Runescape forum. I initially posted this story to the forum when it happened, and I guess at some point I pasted it into the document for video game stories. The post is copied directly from the forum, so I'll read it as such. I just had kind of a creepy experience on the server. I was mining at Adminium when I decided to call it quits for the night. I was lost, though, and didn't want to leave until I was out of the tunnel. Eventually, I dug into another tunnel. It was really long and only 1 block wide. I followed it for a really long time, and what was weird about it was, in some areas, the walls and floor were made of obsidian. It went on forever until I reached a dead end, at which point I kind of stair-tunneled to the surface. When I came out, I was in the middle of nowhere, so I walked in the direction that I believed the town was. Eventually, I came to an area that had torches placed about. There was some cobblestone and floating planks, with a sign that said, "Why are you following me? Stop." I could see through some chunk errors that there was a burning forest in the distance. Not knowing what else to do, I started walking towards the forest, and when I came to it, I lost connection. Weird.